everybody? It's Konnex TV, Orange Sharif here. I'm with the legendary James Swanwick, the one, the only, the infamous. He's the legendary man behind these amazing Swanwick glasses that I have been wearing for almost 2 years. And I love these things. And I wanted you guys to meet the legendary James Swanwick and have a conversation with him. James, how's it going today?
So well, thank you so much, Oren. It's so great to be here.
So James, we want to know, what's going on in your life right now? You've done so much. You're such a well-accomplished person. What's going on currently in your life?
Yeah, well, I help people to sleep better and also to stop drinking for those who want to stop drinking, because not everyone wants to stop drinking. And that's been my life, I guess, since 2015. And so really, it's just trying to create a bigger impact in the world in terms of helping people sleep better, partly from these blue light blocking glasses that we're both wearing, and then also to help people, if they're not going to stop drinking, then at least to re-explore their relationship with alcohol, so they can, have a better lifestyle that isn't influenced by the toxins from what I refer to as attractively packaged poison that we call alcohol.
So how did this all happen to you? Just a quick background, your story. It's just so inspiring to so many people. People wish they could be like the legendary James Swanwick. So how did you arrive at this an idea, this invention, and, just kind of like a timeline of your life, how it unfolded to where you are now?
Well, I always slept okay, but not great. So I would say I was, 6 or 7 hours, sometimes tossing and turning. So it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either. And I was in Palm Springs, California around 2015, and I went out to dinner in a hotel restaurant with a friend of mine, and he was wearing a very unsightly pair of UVEX safety goggles, the kind of goggles that you might wear if you were going to mow the lawn to protect your eyes. And I said to him, "You look ridiculous. What are you doing?" And he went on to explain that he was trying to block the blue light. And I said, "Block the blue light? What are you talking about?" And then he went on to explain that there's an artificial blue light that is emitted from all of our electronic light at night, and that compromises our melatonin production, and then ultimately shows up as people not being able to sleep as, the way nature intended them to sleep. And then that resulted in people waking up tired and lethargic, and then trying to get an energy boost through sugary foods and having poor lifestyles. So I went back to my then place in Los Angeles and put on an old pair of ski goggles that I had. And I started watching reruns of the AMC TV series Mad Men, just to test whether this, blocking blue light worked. And to my surprise, it did. I was watching this show wearing these ridiculous goggles, and I noticed that I was getting sleepier quicker. And when I ultimately removed the glasses and turned off the light and went to sleep, I noticed that I was sleeping deeper through the night and waking up feeling pretty good. I'm just vain enough that I want to look cool while I wear a pair of orange lens glasses. So my brother and I produced a stylish pair. And in 2015, we kind of just took off and became the first stylish pair of blue light blocking glasses that didn't make you look like a meth chemist.
It's such an amazing story. And, this show is kind of revolved around highlighting entrepreneurs, business owners, and showing people, if you have a good idea, you can get started and move after your dream. So what was it like actually doing the business itself, producing the glasses, getting them manufactured, et cetera, like that? Was it complicated to get this? I mean, have you had any background in doing full scale production, stuff like this?
Well, I had my brother reach out to some suppliers and get us some prototypes, and I had them sent over to my then West Hollywood apartment. So in the beginning, it was just cold emailing producers of sunglasses and saying, "Hey, can you produce blue light blocking glasses?" And then when they got sent over to my place in West Hollywood, every 2 weeks, I would have a poker night for some friends that would come over, and I would hand these glasses out to them at the poker table and say, "What do you think of these?" And I would get feedback, and they would say, "These are flimsy, these are crap, or these are cool." And then based on what they said were cool and what they liked, that's the order that we placed with the manufacturer that had sent them. And so, that was a pretty lengthy process. It wasn't overnight. It was probably 4 or 5 months, quite frankly. And then from when we placed the first order, there was another 2 months for it to be made and sent over. And then it got stuck in customs for about 3 months. And customs was trying to tell us that it was a medical product and we had to sign some license or pay $5,000 that we weren't expecting. And I got advice from the time to just abandon the project entirely. But I said, you know what, we've come this far. Let's just pay the $5,000 and try to sell these things and see what happens. And we did. And then we launched on Black Friday, 2015. And, you know, we sold 5 pairs on the first day. And then the next day we sold 7 pairs. And the next day we sold 8 or 9. And then it dropped that back down. And it kind of like, you know, it didn't come out of the gate a million miles an hour, kind of just trickled along. And then I started getting on a couple podcasts and talking about them, and it just took off from there, really. And then the biohacking community really took a liking to it, and then it just kind of word of mouth. It just started to grow from there.
You know, I gotta say, I think I found your glasses through a YouTube ad or something, and you're wearing the glasses. That YouTube ad you made, I can't tell you how many people you had. The reach you had on that was amazing. So was that one of your marketing ideas? Go after YouTube, social media, and try to reach people? That's how I found you, just through an ad when I was scrolling through. And I think you were showing your like a cell phone or something, and I really connected with that. So
yeah. I think before we did paid ads, we probably just did organic marketing for the first 6 months, and I called up friends and favors. And I remember I got on Dave Asprey's Bulletproof Radio podcast at the time. And after that was published, we woke up and we had 50 sales in a day because his audience really resonated with the product. And, you know, it wasn't until about 5 or 6 months later that we started spending actual money on marketing. And then, like you said, yeah, we started doing some stuff on YouTube and Facebook. I mean, I fast forward to today, it's very challenging to have profitable ads on Facebook, because the cost of advertising has gone up so much since the days when we first started advertising in 2016. But YouTube and Google and Amazon have certainly been still good, even though their prices have gone up as well. But it's certainly become increasingly more challenging to make Facebook advertising be profitable, at least for our brand and our product. I know people do, but I know a lot of other people who are finding it challenging at the moment.
Did you know why the ads prices went up? Is it because it's so saturated? You know, when Facebook started, it was easy to buy ads. Now everybody wants ads.
Yeah, just increased competition, more people on the platform. There's also rising costs of goods, and you know, we've had all the pandemic, and there's all kinds of market factors as well. And so, but you know, it's just it's the way of the world, isn't it? You just got to come up with better ways to reach people and connect to people. And I think if you can create a brand that really serves people, and people feel an affinity for not just the product, but for the brand, and believe in you, like it seems that you do, Oren, thank you so much for your support. Then I think, you know, you'll always be able to ride out tricky periods in the market.
And did you learn anything from all the experience and mentors you have? And you mentioned brand, like how important is it to have your brand? I mean, I have your brand Swanwick. It's so powerful in my head. I'm always thinking about it. I leave the box here. People come into my place like, what's Swanwick? And then I take out the glass. So how did you, like, what are your tips, tools to help promote branding? Like, how do you improve your brand? Let's say maybe somebody wants to start their brand. How do you even create branding with customers?
Well, I always took the philosophy of price high and justify. So we're not doing a race to the bottom where we're cutting corners or doing lots of sales or doing discount. I mean, we do discounts on occasion, but only maybe 3 or 4 times a year. So we always tried to strive to have the best product. And we've had the University of Washington perform a study to prove that our glasses block the blue light that messes with people's melatonin production. It was published in Psychology Today, the Journal of Applied Psychology, and also Harvard Business Review. And so I say that because, you know, customers can be fickle and they can go just on price alone. And we're certainly not the cheapest, but I would suggest that we're definitely the most proven and probably the most reputable. And so our pricing reflects that. You know, we do charge more for our product. So then when buyers, I guess, is just say they're on Amazon and they're looking for blue light blocking glasses, and they see our pair, and maybe one of our pairs sells for $79 on average, let's just say, and they see another brand that's $9.99 or $19.99. Sure, some people are going to take the cheaper option because they're price sensitive, but many people are going to look at ours and go, oh, okay, I actually trust that brand more, and I want quality, and I hold Swanwick to quality as opposed to just quantity and pricing. I'm going to invest and be connected with that brand.
Mhm. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I think branding is really, really important. I have another good question for you. Do you actually have a favorite pair of Swanwick glasses? Are those your favorite pair?
I have so many now. Yeah. For nighttime use, this is my favorite pair. This is the crystal, the glasses, and I like these because they've got the clear frames and they got a really cool. I'll show you the view through the lens there.
Yeah,
You know this lens. And then for daytime, I like wearing the aviators. So I wear the daytime glasses on the computer. You can wear the orange lens through the computer on the day as well. I just tend to go back and forth. So I like these daytime aviators. They're kind of cool, kind of like Maverick from Top Gun, but just a clearer lens. And then at nighttime, sometimes I'll put on my nighttime aviators, or I'll put on my nighttime crystals or diamonds, just because it's my company. I tend to have many pairs.
It's great marketing, even when you're out. I've worn some of your glasses when I'm out at parties. People ask them about them, and sometimes I have like Swanwick like cards, and I give them out and say, please buy it from Mr. James Swanwick. So
thank you.
Marketing for you. But so how many styles do you have, and do you have anything more coming out, secrets this summer, and any new styles? I've got these pair of my favorite, the tortoiseshell ones.
Oh yeah, they're great, those ones. You know what? We have so many different SKUs now. I think we have something like 50 something products, which is a lot. And we always try to bring out a new style, one per quarter. So expect a new style to come out probably from July onwards. But we have, the classics always, people seem to resonate with that the most. That's just a very standard kind of Ray-Ban looking black framed pair of glasses with the orange lens. We've got Havana Nights, which are eco acetate. So for those who are even more eco-friendly, we've got glasses called the Innovators. We struggle to come up with these cool names. If you've got some cool name suggestions, Oren, I'll take it. Maybe we should create a pair called the Orens. What do you reckon?
That's a great idea. I'm down for that. I'll help promote that. So
yeah. And we have cat eyes as well. Women like to wear the cat eyes for the style conscious and Oxford. And then we have reading glasses as well, and kids glasses. I don't know about you. I'm 46, about to be 47, and I had to go to an optometrist for the first time in my life the other day because I was feeling like at nighttime my eyes were some of the words on pages were getting a little bit blurry, and I went in and saw the optometrist, and the optometrist said, "Oh, you have a birth injury." I said, "What does that mean?" Sorry, he said, "You have a date of birth injury." I said, "What does that mean?" And he started laughing, and he said, "It means just because of your age, your eyes now are starting to just be compromised just a little bit." Anyway, I talked to him about my blue light blocking glasses business, and he loved it. And he actually said that I didn't need to get a pair of prescription glasses. I just needed to wear my own company's readers, which is a +1 magnification, which I hadn't been wearing. And now I'm wearing +1 readers of my own glasses, and everything's great. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even have to go and buy a new pair of glasses. I actually had the solution to my problem with my own product.
So now your business has turned into ophthalmology also for people.
There you go. Yeah.
So, well, that's great. For eye health, you got to take the eye vitamins, the Ocuvite. Those were really helpful for vision. And sometimes at night, if you wear a heating pad on your eyes, it helps rejuvenate your eyesight in the morning too. I tried that, and that's pretty helpful because, I mean, why did I buy your glasses? Because I'm concerned about my eye health too. The biggest issue I have with a lot of people is looking at your phone at the nighttime.
Oh, yeah.
This is just terrible. I mean, my 80-year-old father is doing the same thing. I put these on. He's like, "Oh, this is great." So that's the reason why. So also the last thing about the glass, the price range also, it's kind of changed over the past 5 years. So what is the low end price range all the way to the highest point for these beautiful pair of Swanwicks?
Yeah, the lowest price range is $69, and we've got products that go up to $247. And then if you're getting prescription, it can be a little bit more depending on what your script is. So yeah, so the dearest pair, I guess, at the moment are our Aviator custom prescription Swannies, which are 247, and the price depends on the parts that we need to get in and the style and the quality, etc. But the most cost effective is at the moment is $69. And yeah, like I said, been proven with universities and studies. Our glasses are now worn by professional athletes from teams including the New York Knicks, the New Orleans Saints, the Dallas Cowboys, Manchester United, Tampa Bay Marlins. Mm-hmm. Is it Tampa Bay Marlins or Tampa Marlins? Florida Marlins. I'm sorry, I'm getting the name wrong. Yeah, a lot of sleep doctors and sports scientists who are hired by these professional teams are now recommending and fitting out the professional players with the Swannies glasses from our company Swanwick, so the athletes can sleep better, which of course is so vital to performance on the field or on the track or on the court. So yeah, there was a cool photo of the Denver Broncos locker room. About 4 players were wearing the glasses, our Swannies, and one of them shared it on social media. And the former Super Bowl MVP, Von Miller, who used to play for the Denver Broncos, then he went to the new Los Angeles team, the Rams, Los Angeles Rams. He wears the Swannies glasses as well to try to ensure that he gets a great night's sleep and performs as well as he can on the field.
Yeah, these glasses are just really incredible. I mean, they improve my eye health. I've given it to my family, and I have other glasses, Ray-Bans, Versace's. This price point you have, 69, I think that's a very fair price. It's competitive to the market. I think it's great. I would even bump it up a little bit if I were you, because I think you're getting a lot of attention. Your brand value is probably skyrocketing since everybody is taking pictures with it too. So I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
So another question is shift topics a little bit, kind of going through this business and stuff. We get a lot of questions in the show from entrepreneurs, like how to get to the next level, like the importance of mentors or people to help guide you. So kind of walk us through, who are your mentors in life? And did you work with anybody interesting? Maybe a YouTube guy with a Lamborghini in his garage? So walk us through that if you can.
Yeah. So I used to be a TV host. I hosted a show called Sports Center on ESPN for a couple of years. And then I left that job to go and be an entrepreneur. And candidly, I really struggled for a couple of years from 2012, 2014, and almost out of, I wouldn't say desperation, but trying to figure it out of myself and not getting very far. I hired a guy at the time. He wasn't really that well known, by the name of Ty Lopez. And people would know him today as being that YouTube guy who created an ad which said, "Hi, just here in my garage, just bought this brand new Lamborghini. It's fun to drive it up here in the Hollywood Hills. But you know what I like more than fast cars is knowledge." And then, so if that's ringing a bell, then yeah, that's the guy. And, it's kind of split 50-50. Half of people hate him and make fun of him, and the other 50% love him. Anyway, I met him before he had produced that commercial, and we became friendly. And then he said to me, "Do you want me to mentor you for a year and a half? And it'll be $25,000. And I didn't really have $25,000 spare, but I managed to sell some property back in my native country of Australia. I got some cash and I invested the money. And I have to say, it was the best money I invested, because fast forward to today, and, I've produced this company, Swanwick Sleep. I help people quit drinking, in part because of a lot of the stuff that I learned from him about how to build businesses that help and support people. So, having said that, I've got friends who don't like him and don't like his messaging and don't like his marketing, and that's okay. It's human nature, isn't it? It's kind of like half of America is Democrat and half America is Republican, and they kind of ferociously protect their viewpoint. I can say my experience has been nothing but positive and favorable. And the other thing I learned from him was the ability to be able to read a book a day, because he reads a book a day, and he taught me how to read a book a day. And then I went and did that, and that's really fast forwarded my growth in life as well. So I'm a big believer in mentors, in masterminds, in groups. We're actually we finished a beta group around sleep, so we're about to launch a coaching program to help people sleep better in general, on the back of our Swanwick sleep program. I also have my alcohol-free lifestyle business, which helps people stop drinking. And part of our flagship program there is all about community and like-minded people and accountability. And the mentors are the coaches who work for me. And yeah, I mean, even now even now I'm finding it challenging a little bit with an element of the business. And I'm realizing it's because I'm not as connected to the groups that I'm in as I could be. So now I've just in the last couple of days leaned back into the community, and it's amazing what you can create when you kind of start with who as opposed to what. You know, it's who can I talk to as opposed to what can I do. And so yeah, mentorship is vital for growth, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And this community you're talking about, which community? Is there something that people can join, be part of your community? How do they do that?
Well, for alcohol, if we're talking about stopping drinking, you can certainly go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com. I have a podcast in Apple Podcasts and on Spotify called the Alcohol Free Lifestyle Podcast. You can get details there. And then for the beta group or for, sorry, our upcoming sleep group, just going to swanwicksleep.com or following me on social media on my Instagram or TikTok, which is at James Swanwick. There'll be an announcement there, soon enough. And if you'd like to improve your sleep and join that group, just watch out for notifications there.
Yeah, I think it's a really incredible thing you're doing. I think a lot of people have struggled with alcohol addiction. So I've actually forwarded some of my friends to go join your program. So I think it's amazing. Going back when you mentioned the book a day and books, 2 questions. What's the last book you read? And then also we're going to talk about the books that you published.
The Untethered Soul is a great book. And I actually reread that book. So I don't just read it, I reread it. It's by Michael Singer. Mm-hmm. And he has another great book called The Surrender Experience. The Surrender Experiment, I should say. And it's all about letting go, surrendering, not judging yourself. And, you know, it's kind of like a meditation type book, self-discovery journey type of book. Very highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. And then I have a sleep book called Sleep on Demand. Mm-hmm. And which helps people to sleep better. It's kind of an e-commerce book, I guess you could say. And you can find that at swanwicksleep.com. It's called the Sleep on Demand Blueprint. And on Amazon, I have a book called the 30-Day No Alcohol Challenge, which is a hard copy book, which you can get. And that's just a book on how you can take a 30-day break from alcohol, prepare for it, what to expect. And and then I have something called the Alcohol Freedom Formula, which is at alcoholfreelifestyle.com/guide, which is for, you know, high performers who are wanting to reduce or stop drinking. Mm-hmm.
These are all really amazing books. I just ordered my copy of mine, so hopefully you can send me an autographed one if possible. I got a good question that I got from the comments in this in our show. I think the biggest issue people have, especially here in the US, when they go out at night to go meet with their friends Friday, Saturday night, how do they still socialize? I know it's probably in your books too. How do they still socialize? But you could give tips on socializing there, but not looking not cool by not drinking with your friends, but you're still there. You're just drinking water. So how would you advise young people that are being pressured into drinking to not do that?
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what you say. It really only matters how you say it. So what that means is, I'll give you 2 scenarios. You go into a bar, you're with your friends, someone says, you want a drink? And you say, oh, no, thanks, get me a water. And they say, a water? What are you talking about? Go on, have a drink, for goodness sake. Yeah. And if you say, oh, no, I can't, I'm trying to take a break, then they're seeing you seemingly depriving yourself of having fun. And you are probably depriving them of having fun because they want you to have a good time and they want to feel like they're having a good time.
Mhm.
Option two, or scenario two, is a better way of saying it. They say, "Hey, you want a drink?" And you say, "Yeah, I'll take a water." And I go, "Water? What are you having water for?" You go, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just, taking a break from booze at the moment, but I'll go toe to toe with you. We'll do some shots. I'll do a shot of water. You do a shot of the beer, and we'll see who's standing. I'm gonna watch out. I'm gonna get drunk on this water tonight. Ha 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 ha. Make a little joke."
Yeah.
So when they see and experience you as being just kind of cool and casual about not drinking, then they'll be cool and casual about you not drinking. But the moment that you demonstrate like, "Oh, I wish I could drink. Oh, I'm in a prison. I promised I'd do this 30-day challenge and I'm on day 20. I wish I could have a drink, but I can't." The moment you start exuding that kind of energy, then they're going to be pressuring you, pressuring you, pressuring you. And quite frankly, you're going to feel like you're in a prison. And what do prisoners want to do? They all want to break free of prison, right? So the way out of that is to just be light and easy and be confident and make fun of yourself and just confidently drink soda, water, ice, and a piece of lime. And that's what I mean by the way you communicate that you're not drinking is far more important than what you actually say.
So almost like the way you carry yourself, that you're still having fun, even though you don't need a drink. That's the best way to go.
Absolutely. That is the way to go. Because I'll tell you, no one's ever really accused me of being dull or a party pooper. And I haven't drunk a drop of alcohol since 2010.
Wow.
And I've been to, since 2010, I've been to the Playboy Mansion and the Golden Globes and the Oscars with open bars. I've been to the Game of Thrones Series 5 launch party at the Roosevelt Hotel on Hollywood Boulevard, drinking a soda water with Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla and the billionaire, and celebrities and models. And there's booze flowing everywhere. And I am drinking soda water, ice, and a piece of lime and having a wonderful time. And nobody ever accused me of being dull.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you can still enjoy yourself. So that's great. You've exhibited great control over yourself and discipline to correct your life. So that's really amazing. James, we're almost at the end of the time. I just wanted to wrap up with a few more things. Some of the things that you're currently doing, your podcast you have out, if you could talk about your Apple podcast that you have there, other ways people can connect with you, through other social media portals, kind of like what are you doing with your podcast? And then what's coming up next for you in this summer, this year, what's happening?
You can go to the podcast. It's at alcoholfreelifestyle.com/podcast. And that'll take you through to a page where you can choose either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It's a show where I interview people who've successfully stopped drinking and kind of dug in as to how they did it. I also do individual episodes where I talk about things like you just asked me about, which is how to socialize when you're out at a bar and when your friends are encouraging you to have a drink, how to rewire your brain around alcohol so you don't see it as something pleasurable, but rather you see being alcohol free as the pleasurable thing. And what's coming up is that I'm working on an alcohol-free beer at the moment. So I'm wanting to produce a 0% alcohol, a pale ale with no alcohol. And I'm just doing some taste testing and things like that and working with a brewer at the moment, because I think there's a huge opportunity for people to really, if they are going to drink, then I would prefer them to drink 0% alcohol beer rather than, 3 or 4% alcohol beer. So I'm working on that. And then, like I said, with the sleep company, we're developing this sleep accountability group where people can be coached and mentored on how to, and most importantly, held accountable to sleep better.
That sounds great. The beer sounds pretty good. Please give me a glass when you finally get it produced. I want to try that. 0%. I'm assuming it'll probably taste just like beer, except without the effects.
Yeah, exactly. That's our hope.
That's amazing. Well, we're rooting for you, James. Really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And just curious, Ariana Huffington was big on sleep too. Does she have a pair of your glasses yet?
You know what? I don't know that. I reached out to her a couple times some years ago, but never heard back from her. But that's a good reminder. Thank you. I'll reach out to her and see. Thank you.
She was promoting us. She knows another friend of mine, Kevin Plank. He's the founder of Under Armour, and she gave a big speech about sleeping. It's so important. I could see maybe a collaboration between you two, even an interview would be amazing. If she was wearing your stuff too, I think that'd be great. So
Wonderful. Thanks for the suggestion, Oren. And thanks for being such a big supporter of our brand. Appreciate you.
you guys, you heard it from the Mr. James Swanwick himself. Get a pair of these glasses, improve your sleep, and look out for your eyes, guys. Thanks.